Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
I ran to the window and saw that the car was about 10 feet further back than it was originally parked. Our neighbor was kind enough to hop in her van and chase the guy down.
A Fargo woman is the victim of a hit and run after she says a vehicle hit her parked car, then drove off last night. Valley News Team's Rose Itzkovitz has the details and how police say it may be related to another hit and run that happened at the same time.
It was about 10 o'clock at night and heard a loud crash, and it clicked in my head that my husband had parked on the street.
Samantha DeVary of Fargo had just put more than $1,000 into her car when this happened.
I ran to the window and saw that the car was about 10 feet further back than it was originally parked.
I seen my neighbor's car smash and I seen the person driving away.
Neighbor Jason Current says he saw an older blue Chevy Lumina with Luther family Ford dealer plates take off. His wife, Nicole, went after it.
She chased them to where they were trying to ditch the car.
His wife says she confronted the man in a parking lot down the street.
She stopped him and said, "What are you doing? You just hit that vehicle. Like, why are you running away?" She flagged somebody down to call the cops, and he had skated by her and took off again, so they lost him.
I took Samantha and Jason for a ride so they could show me where the chase ended.
More than one neighbor has confirmed to us that someone owning a blue Chevy Lumina lives here
off 23rd Street South. I knocked on the door, but no one was home. We found out this is not the only hit and run that happened last night. And police tell us they think they're related since they were called in at the same time with similar descriptions.
Now, we sent the address of the blue Chevy owner over to the Fargo police. So far, the police tell us no arrests have been made. In Fargo, Rose Itzkovitz, Valley News Live.
At this time, police cannot confirm whether they're searching for an older blue Chevy Lumina with dealer plates. They say the case reports are not completed yet. However, that's the car witnesses are asking the public to look out for. A former police officer in the Northern Valley is facing multiple charges, including kidnapping and criminal sexual conduct. Joshua Demerly worked for the Warroad Police Department when court documents state that he sexually assaulted a teenager multiple times. Documents also state that he would text the victim, threatening suicide if the two didn't get together. Reports also state he provided alcohol to juveniles. He's now charged with kidnapping, criminal sexual conduct, and stalking. Each charge carries a possible 10 years in prison if convicted. His next court appearance is April 23rd. A Fairmont man is now facing 2 felony charges of promoting a sexual performance by a minor after allegedly asking young girls for nude photos and videos. According to court documents, 20-year-old Colby Kurtz asked 2 girls between the ages of 14 and 16 to send photos of their genitals and explicit videos. Officials say they found between 20 and 30 videos stored on Kurtz's phone of the minors. A search warrant on his cell phone found messages between Kurtz and the minors on an app. Richland County detectives also searched his home, where they found a total of 126 videos and 44 pictures depicting minors engaging in sexual performances on Kurtz's phone. A beautiful day in the valley, not a cloud in sight. Today's sunshine is helping melt the chunks of snow in the Red River. This view from the area around Moorhead Center Mall near the bridge over Main and Center Avenues. Hutch, nothing wrong with a quiet and mild day.
That's correct. The sun not heating us up too much as we have been stuck here in the 30s. But again, that does help slow down the melt. There's a few more clouds in South Dakota, but for the most part, it looks like a very quiet evening. Temperatures in the 30s. We do have some 40s in central and western portions of North Dakota. They have 50s for the evening. Your planner looks like this. We'll be slipping into the low 30s this evening. Then when we head to bed, the 20s are on their way. And also on the way, some growing pains for your Thursday. Quiet and cool tonight in Grand Forks as well. Now, a warm front is heading towards us, Andrea, and it promises to bring much warmer weather our way, but it does come with some growing pains. I'll tell you all about that hitch in the giddy up right here in a few minutes.
All right, thank you, Hutch. Police have identified the woman found in Grand Forks in a parking lot there as 75-year-old Sydney Bina. Authorities say injuries to the victim appear to be self-inflicted. Officers were on patrol around 1 in the morning in the 2200 block of 24th Avenue South. When they found the body, police say there are no indications of foul play. They're asking anyone with information on that incident to contact them. Officials say jury selection in the trial of former Minneapolis police officer Mohamed Noor is nearly complete. The judge and attorneys are questioning 15 potential jurors to get more information about answers they gave in questionnaires. Most of the questions are about prior knowledge of the case or seeing reports on the news. The judge wants to make sure those people would only consider evidence presented in court if picked to be on the jury. 6 potential jurors were dismissed this morning. Noor has pleaded not guilty to murder and manslaughter charges. Officials with the Minnesota DNR are cringing at what ice anglers left behind on the lakes. The DNR says they have found trash on several lakes in the state, including Red Sand Lake, Long Lake in Todd County, Crow Wing River, and Gull Lake, just to name a few. Officials say anything but an impression left on the ice is litter and will be investigated. Democrats who control the Minnesota House unveiled a transportation budget Tuesday that expands on Governor Tim Walz's spending and taxing proposals. But a Republican-controlled Senate committee, in a largely symbolic move, voted down his transportation tax increase plans. Alex Hagan reports.
No shortage of opinions at your local BP in St. Paul.
No taxes should be raised right now.
Though everyone seemed to be on the same side, at least here, when it comes to a gas tax hike.
I think it's going to hurt a lot of people.
Angela Perez is a waitress trying to make ends meet.
It hurts you where it counts, you know. You have to drop something else, either food or clothing.
Consuming our value.
Alan Miller agrees.
A larger percentage of what they make will go to a fuel.
The governor and House Democrats are both pushing 2 different plans for a 20-cent gas tax increase. The money would be used for roads and bridges.
Absolutely a no-brainer.
We found homeowner Bethany Winkle, who also worked on the governor's campaign last year. She points to those crumbling roads as perfect examples.
This isn't a want-to-have, this is a need-to-have, and we also need to pay for it. And there isn't currently enough money to pay for it. We haven't raised the gas tax in years.
As far as business impacts,
we think there's other sources of revenue.
Deb McMillan at the Twin West Chamber of Commerce says about 50% of taxes paid on gas come from the business community.
Any business that has anybody on the road certainly has the possibility to be impacted. Any transportation companies, anybody who has salespeople on the road.
All in all, seems to be a divisive issue outside the Capitol as well.
I think they have enough extra money to use on roads.
We need to make sure that this gets done.
Officials say both parties are working to fix their differences on the Minnesota gas tax. The House Judiciary Committee approved subpoenas today for special counsel Robert Mueller's full Russia report. The committee voted 24-17 to give Chairman Jerry Nadler permission to issue subpoenas to the Department of Justice for the final report. House Democrats had given Attorney General William Barr until yesterday to release the full report to Congress. In a letter, Barr told the committee a redacted version of the full 300-page report would be released by mid-April, if not sooner. Democrats say they want the full report, even if some of the information cannot be released to the public.
Our focus should be on the law. That is where our focus will remain so long as I am chairman. We are dealing now not with the president's private affairs, but with a sustained attack on the integrity of the republic by the president and his closest advisors.
Committee Republicans say the subpoenas are an overreach and that Democrats shouldn't be asking for documents the Justice Department cannot legally disclose to the public. Governor Doug Burgum has approved West Fargo Public Schools' waiver for forgiveness for 2 snow days. West Fargo Public Schools says they will still have school on Monday, April 22nd, but will not need to add any additional days or minutes to the end of the year. Tonight on Point of View, an exclusive interview as 2020 may be the year that North Dakota legalizes recreational marijuana. Legalize ND Chairman David Owen sits down with Chris Berg to talk about a special event happening in Fargo tomorrow night. That story is coming up on Point of View at 6:30 on KX4. The Blue Angels selection panel, comprised of 9 admirals and former commanding officers, have selected a Fargo native for their new commander. Brian Kesselring joined the Blue Angels after serving as the commanding officer of Strike Fighter Squadron 81. He holds bachelor's degrees in physics, mathematics, and business administration from Concordia College and a master's in national security strategy from the U.S. Naval War College. Kesselring says he's humbled and honored to represent the Navy and Marine Corps team.